video in the queue for him officially get traded. Who's the best quarterback in the NFC North? I seen a ranking in NFC in general where Jared Goff is the 5th best quarterback. He was behind obviously Jalen Hurts, but I think I forget who the other people was there. But Justin Fields was one spot ahead of him, and then Kirk Cousins came in number 3, and I don't know who number 2 was, right? So, Jared Goff still not getting no respect out here when it comes to what Lions fans think he is. A lot of people like to go by the numbers, and the numbers say this, that, and the third. And, career-wise, he's more accomplished. He's more accomplished than Kirk Cousins and Justin Fields. Obviously when you get these rankings, it's a little bit of projection, a little bit what you already done there. But it's a great question. I think Justin Fields have got the tools, or will get the tools. I think they kind of looking at some offensive linemen there for him. Chase Claypool had a really good rookie campaign. Didn't do things outside of that. Darnell Mooney pretty good. It was hard for him being the number 1 target. Cole Kmet is pretty solid, as we know. And they got DJ Moore, who really just ain't had a consistent quarterback. I think he could be a really good top 10 receiver in the league. Kirk Cousins, I just think it's crazy. Once again, a lot of people like to go on numbers when they fit their narrative. Kirk Cousins is terrible. We all know it. He got all these weapons. He got all the weapons in the world, and still don't do much. So they're still paying them because they're scared to go out there, and they're scared in their ability to go out there and scout a quarterback. So obviously, Jared Goff, you can't get mad at people saying, well, Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the NFC North. Hard to kind of argue against that. Of what he's done. He's the only one that's been to a Super Bowl. I think I went the wrong way. But I think he's the only one that went to a Super Bowl. Had really good numbers last year. Finished the season hot as fish grease. I definitely went the wrong way. But I think a little bit of projections is already always used here when talking about quarterbacks, and I do think and also you look at he's gonna be handicapped next year. He won't have Jameson Williams, won't have DJ Shark. Right now it's just St. Brown, Josh Reynolds before the draft. I like the tight ends, Zelstra, James Mitchell, Brock Wright. A lot of people don't think they're good players, but hey, fuck my life. Man, I definitely made the wrong turn and had to make a hard left turn. I don't know how I went down the wrong street, but I did. But it is what it is. But but I do think he got he playing at a weapons disadvantage right now to the other two. But, you factor in the offensive line, Minnesota's offensive line has gotten way better through the years, too. So, we'll see. But me projecting, I think it's Justin Fields' time to take over. And I know it's a lot of projecting going into it, and obviously every season is different. But I think he might kind of be the one. I wouldn't sleep on Jordan Love, either. I wouldn't sleep on Jordan Love. Obviously, they got something they see in him for them to draft him and, not put up with Aaron Rodgers bullshit no more. And he got a great arm, big, strong kid, athletic. So don't sleep on him. The Packers hit 2 straight in a row with Brett and trading for Brett and drafting Aaron Rodgers. And, we'll see with Jordan Love. I wouldn't just count him out yet. But I think Justin Fields is probably going to ride this year. Obviously, just because you get offensive linemen, it doesn't mean that you're gonna have a better offensive line. Look at Cincinnati. It took some time for all them guys to kind of grow together and learn to play together. It's camaraderie. That's why people rather draft offensive linemen, so they can grow together, they can learn each other, they can be a unit. And when you start picking offensive linemen out of the free agency and picking guys out the draft and mixing them, it take a little time. When you're younger, and I talked about this on live Tuesday. If you missed it, you can listen on Spotify, Anchor, obviously YouTube. If you listen to on the podcast, right, give me a rating and follow me on Spotify, Anchor. But when you start, you got younger guys. They're easier to mold when you come in. A lot of these old veterans be stuck in their ways. But yeah, it's not a given. Because I'm not sure Justin Fields, what type of passer is Justin Fields gonna be? That's the $1 million question. What type of passer is he gonna be? Is Chase Claypool gonna step up? If him and DJ Moore gonna do their thing? I feel like Darnell Mooney being the third option is I think that's gonna be good for him. I expect him to be a breakout player next year, a player for most improved, and a fantasy stud next year. I think him and Fields got a report, but now all the attention not on Darnell Mooney. DJ Moore, be number 1. Chase Claypool will be number 2. I think Mooney and Cole Kmet really might be in line for big years next year. So that's just my opinion. But I just think Justin Fields will make the jump next year, and I think he'll arrive. I think he can pass it. Athletic. Last year he was tough last year running the football. This year I expect him to do more passing. And I think he will arrive as the best quarterback in the NFC North. And a lot of people going to say, "Oh, CJ, you're a Lion fan. You're supposed to be a homer, and you just hate Jared Goff." And just call it how I see it. I think he will arrive as the next guy. He can get injured, or it won't work. If I had to say, I think Jordan Love would be my dark horse in this. I think hopefully he's shutting out all the bullshit and all the vacations and shit this summer, and he's sitting there studying, working with his receivers. Hopefully watch Aaron, learning defenses, reading defenses, going through progressions, and he dedicating his whole offseason to being the best quarterback that he can be. That's all the shit he should be doing right now. But if I had to rank on my projection, I think the Bears will do a great job of protecting Justin Fields. I think he'd be number 1. I like Jared Goff number 2. I like Kirk Cousins number 3, and I like Jordan Love number 4. Now, I just like Justin Fields that much. All right, and I think one thing that can hold him back is just not having that rapport with his wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? So, not to say I think they're going to win the division. It's a little bit too early for that. Not to say I got Chicago winning the division. Last year I picked Minnesota to win the division. Okay? So, I'm not saying Chicago going to win the division. I'm just saying I think Justin Fields, he's the most talented quarterback in this draft. I think he's the most talented quarterback in this draft. I mean, in this division. I think he got weapons. I think they're surrounded with an offensive line. I think it might get off to a shaky start for Chicago. But the one thing, just kind of looking at them in a whole, it sounded like they prepared to build up on the offense and do things for Justin Fields, but defensively they took blows. No Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith gone. I like Jaquan Brisker. Loved him coming out the draft. Who else they got over there? Oh yeah, Eddie Jackson. But they lost so much defensively. And when you look and say, well, who you think gonna be the most successful quarterback in the division? Just slightly ahead of the draft, Minnesota lost a lot of defense, bro. Harrison Smith ain't getting no younger. And somebody else that wasn't happy. Zadarius Smith said he wanted to get traded so we can see on draft night if that happens, if he ain't already gone. To be honest, Jared Goff, depending on what they do offense, to kind of hold the fort offensively for the Lions, and get them through the first 6 games, and what they do around at running back and receiver and kick returner and stuff of that nature. I think for them, if Jameson Williams and they would have kept DJ Shark, or they'd have got Jameson Williams without the suspension, he's set up for the most success, honestly. But right now, it's really it's really all got their deficiencies right now. Detroit deficiency is their deficiency right now, or our deficiency right now is offensive explosiveness, and that was an issue in Jared Goff's year 1. Offensive explosiveness, so they're lacking in that category right now, and they got to continue to get explosive weapons in there. But I think Jared Goff is set up for success right now, but ahead of the draft. But after the draft, we'll see. But I do think Justin Fields will, and Rodgers is this division's top quarterback this year. But I think Jared Goff is most set up to be most successful this year. But that's temporary. Now, if they go out there and Detroit, hits the draft out the park, and make some moves to really strengthen that that defensive core, the offense and defense a little bit more, then I don't think it's gonna matter how talented Jared Goff is. Justin Fields is. I think Goff is just gonna be set up for more success. But just talent, I think Justin Fields, man, he's more talented than Goff. He's more talented than Kirk Cousins. Don't mean that's gonna make you better. There's a lot of great talented quarterbacks, who had all the intangibles and all the tangibles, like Anthony Richardson, and Mike Vick really didn't reach his potential like he should have due to lack of focus and stuff. So we'll see, man. But let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJGood313, Venmo CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook. Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. You got Detroit, NFC North Talk playlist, NFC North playlist, Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Let me know in the comment section. Peace.